A house is made of wood and stone, but only love can make a home. Welcome to the RepcoLite Home Improvement Show, helping you make your home into one you'll love even more. Here are your hosts, Dan Hansen and Betsy Thompson.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. And Betsy, I bet you noticed by now there's something different with the theme music. It's not toe-tapping goodness. It's a little bit creepy, isn't it?
Just a wee bit.
I've chosen this sinister soundtrack for segment 4 today.
Yes, I noticed, but you do realize that you might be overplaying it just a little bit.
Right. It's not a ghost story, but it's still really bizarre.
Yes, it's a very creepy topic, and we're going to call segment 4 The Walls of Death.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, and it's a historic look at a remarkably bizarre chapter in the world of decorating.
That's segment 4, and it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Promise you that.
It will be.
I hope it's awesome, because I just promised everybody.
It will be.
Somewhat less awesome is segment 3. Segment 4's little brother that nobody really cares about.
That's sad.
No, segment 3 is going to be great. I don't want them to feel bad. It's going to be a segment where we give away that $50 gift certificate. So what's not to love about that? Right. But before we get to all of that, we're right now in the studio with Bob Snowden from Snowden Builders in Granville. Now, Betsy and I first met Bob several months ago when we were driving through Granville.
October-ish, I think. Yep.
Yeah, delivering invites to a designer event that we were having for architects. It was a color event put on by Benjamin Moore, and we happened to drive past Bob's office, and we saw the sign, and we thought, who are they? Maybe we should stop and invite them. So we did, and we honestly had a crazy long discussion.
It was
a
great conversation.
A lot of good stuff, and we decided we wanted to have Bob here.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, no problem. Now, we want to talk about building homes and renovations and things like that. But before we do, everyone is out there seems to be a DIYer. You know, we all want to try to do it ourselves, and we like to tackle projects and things like that. But at some point, we know that I can't build my own house, and I cannot do this renovation on my own. How on earth do you go about finding a builder like you or any other builder? How do you pick one? I mean, there's so many people out there.
How do you make sure that you're getting a good one that you can work with?
Well, for one thing, I totally respect anybody attempting to do something themselves. I think less and less people are doing that today. I'm seeing more when I go into people's houses. I just look around and I don't see toolboxes. I don't see the things that you traditionally seen. So I totally get that, and I encourage people. Use me as a backup if you can't figure it out. But back to that question, if you are looking for a builder, I would look for somebody that, there's a list of things. There's certainly plenty of stuff on the internet, but I would look for as much of the person and the personality as I would their qualifications and their background. Certainly you want to start out and make sure you get somebody that's licensed, insured. Those are very important, and a lot of it happens in remodeling jobs where they don't check that out. Even a smaller job can come back to.
So you're saying any job
Absolutely.
That you bring, make sure that you're licensed, insured.
And, I suppose anybody can give you a good sales pitch and tell you how wonderful they are, and it may or may not be true. I would talk to people that they've done jobs for, go and look at the job, see the quality of work. I encourage people to go without me. I don't want to be around, because I want the people that I did the job for to feel comfortable to say whatever it is about me, good or bad. If it's bad, I want to know, what was it I did wrong, or what could I do better the next time. But that's an important thing for somebody to talk directly with those people. People are not going to sugarcoat something.
Right.
They're going to be totally honest with them. And for one thing, you're not going to be around very long if you continue to do lousy work.
Well, I think one of the things that you just mentioned that's really important is actually following up on the references. Don't just assume that a sheet full of references mean that every single person there is going to give a glowing report.
Yeah. Well, it's also important to see how long they've been in business. I've been in business for 25 years, and I've done thousands of remodeling jobs and built hundreds of custom homes for people.
Sure.
So you're not going to be around very long if you're not
shoddy
doing
work.
Exactly. So I think it's important to find out how long somebody has been in business. Are they members of the HBA is a good one, Better Business Bureau. Now more than ever, you've got all kinds of resources on the internet to find out. Usually, I think people are pretty quick to post stuff if they had a bad experience with somebody.
Right.
And to my knowledge, it's pretty hard to get it off there once it's on.
Well, and that's the thing. But one thing with those to be aware of, as a person looking to hire a builder, just because you read a bad review, that doesn't necessarily mean everything you might think it does just by looking at it.
Very
because
true.
it could be somebody who just had a bad experience, maybe on their own account. And I've honestly, some of my best experiences have been hiring places that had a bad review, but then I read the solution, how that company got involved and fixed the problem.
That's
and to me,
important.
that is really important because I see everybody's going to have a bad experience from time to time. But if you can see a company that actually gets involved and fixes it, that's huge. So don't just put all the weight on a bad review. Look for other things too.
Well,
Now,
nobody goes on the internet and posts good experiences. They only go on there and post bad stuff.
much more fun to write and
That's
read
true.
bad experiences.
Yeah.
True.
But I do want to get back. What you said at the very beginning was the personality is just as important and how you're going to work together. Dig into that a little bit.
Well, I'm interviewing you as much as you're interviewing me when I'm talking to somebody. I do quite a few jobs for a company my size, and I'm looking for certain types of personalities that I'm going to get along with. I think it's just you're looking for a good fit. And
So
not
as me hiring you, I'm looking for somebody that I can work with.
exactly.
And you also are looking for somebody
Same
you're going to
thing.
work with because this is a long haul.
Well,
in some
it's a
situations.
relationship. I mean, building a new custom home is typically, we'll say, an 8-month relationship. An average house is probably around 6 months to build it. And there's a month before that and a month after that. So we'll just say, it could be as much as a year, depending on, how long it takes to draw plans and stuff like that. Same thing with a remodeling job. And I think the remodeling is more of, for lack of better words, an intimate relationship because you're in that home working on that home while they're trying to live. You're trying to remodel their kitchen. They have to eat somewhere. They're getting in and out of it all day long. You're cleaning up their mess.
So you're becoming part of their family is what you're
Exactly.
telling us.
Yeah, it can be very challenging. And back to the personality part of it, if you have somebody in your home or somebody that you're spending time with to build that custom home that you don't get along with, or maybe they just don't have a great personality, maybe they're argumentative. I think it's as much importance to focus on that personality as it is their qualifications, and both are very important.
To me, I understand, exactly what you're talking about there because it's so important to find somebody that can do the work and can do quality work, but it's also so important to find somebody that you can work with through problems that arise or just being able to communicate what you're looking for.
Well, and just like you said back with the internet thing, it's not if you're going to have problems, it's when. And I don't mean major problems, but they might be, I would say the most common problem is lack of communication or misunderstandings. The builder will think he's supposed to provide one thing and maybe it wasn't communicated well enough. So it's how that gets resolved, I think, is very important.
All right, Bob. Well, we have a bunch more questions that we want to make sure that we get to. So can you hang with us over the break and we'll come back with you and ask the rest of our questions?
Absolutely.
We'll be back with Bob Snowden after the break. Stay tuned.